Good morning. It's that time, that beautiful, amazing time again, where we get to connect together. I should say hello, darling. I'm sure that's in a movie somewhere. But today it's in my cup. It's in my cup. And so I'm really excited to be here with you all today. It's another beautiful day. Birds are still singing. It's funny, I came out the other day and I was doing a coaching session, and I love doing sessions on my back patio because I can hear all the birds and everything, but there were these two birds, and I don't know enough about them to know what the heck they were doing, but it was like they were wing fighting, and they were like hitting each other with wings. It was really interesting, and it just created this loud thump for a while, and I'm sitting here having my session with my client via video call, and I'm just chuckling. I'm like, I wonder if she can hear this too. So I hope on meditations that like me, I'm able to kind of just everything slowly fades away in my meditation, the sounds, the noises. I hope over time, as you begin to dive in, you experience the same thing. So I'm super excited just to be alive, to be breathing, to have another day, to do today. I think for most of us that means opportunity, and I think it is a gift. And the more I dive into growth and expansion for myself, the more I see my truth. I'm cleaning out the things that don't align, and it's difficult for us to be deeply honest with ourselves because our ego wants to keep us from being wrong. Our ego doesn't like to be wrong, and this is why we have confirmation bias. This is why when we see things that are in agreement with how we are, we tend to be drawn towards them. As I get older in life, see all the grays, this is the getting older. As I get older in life, I start to recognize the importance of not so much proving myself right, rather almost seeking to prove myself wrong, seeking to disprove my opinion. Not because I want to be wrong. I don't. I'd love to be right. But what I know to be true is that I want to be truthful with myself. I want to know the truth, and that requires me to challenge my thoughts and my opinions because I know that they come from my experiences, my beliefs, and the way that I was brought up and the influences I had growing up. So it's just a wise thing as we move along our journey in expansion to actually be aware that most of the time we know enough to think we're right. I think Neil deGrasse says this, but we don't know enough to know that we're wrong. And it just keeps me focused on diving deeper, really peeling back the layers of why I might think a certain way and how does that serve me. And so it's a fun journey, I think. I think it makes life adventurous, it keeps me curious, and it keeps me hella humble, let me tell you. So, I'm happy you're all here this morning. You are a darling today and every day. And so today I said we're going to aim high and take baby steps. This is a really, really powerful concept, and I actually, as simple as it may sound, and maybe you've heard it before, one of the most important aspects, teachers, lessons, tools, sayings, understandings that you can utilize every single day. One of the most important ones you will have in your life. Truly, it seems very simple, but so often such simple things, we conceptually understand they're simple, and so we pay them little mind rather than diving really deep. And that is exactly what we have to do with this notion, this concept in our lives in order to really grow. I'm going to tell you why. So, it's not so much our problem that we don't aim high enough in life or that we aim too high. Sometimes people think, oh, I'm just aiming too high. No, it's usually in the strategy. It's usually in that you aim so high and you have no plan for taking necessary incremental steps in order to get there. And so in one swift failure, because you tried to jump over a 10-foot wall when you didn't practice over a 3-foot, and then a 4-foot, and then a 5-foot, and then a 6-foot, and so on, you fail and you say, nope, forget that. I'm not doing that. And we do that all the time in life, in so many areas of life. And so it's not about aiming too high. Aim high, really high. Set a really high bar for yourself. And then 2 things. 1, expect to fail. You're going to. You're going to fall. There's no success story without it. In fact, they're always better for it. Expect to fall. But if you expect that, if you know that's going to happen at some point, then you're going to be ahead of the game, and you're going to then expect to learn from that fall. And if we do that, and then you repeat that over and again, effort, fail, learn, repeat, eventually you won't fail because of all your learning, and eventually you will succeed, and you will be so much stronger for it. But the 2 things that we need to do are, 1, be really honest with ourselves about our expectations. If I want to climb Mount Everest, I'm probably going to need quite a bit of time to train for that on so many levels. I've got to get my feet prepared to handle that. I've got to get my legs. I've got to get my lungs strengthened. I've got to train in elevation. All of the things. It's those areas where we usually fall short. Not that we're aiming too high. It's good to have expectations of yourself to do well. It's also good to be realistic, that you're going to struggle and you're going to fall on your face, and that you got to get back up and keep going. It's the falling on our face part that we don't like, because that confirms that as a whole we're a failure. That confirms that I can't do it. And all those deep-seated beliefs about not being enough, and all of the times I've chosen in my life to not do the thing that would make me successful. There it is, fell on my face, proves me right, because our ego likes to be right, that I can't do it. Bullshit. Yes, you can. You just have to plan better. You have to take baby steps. You have to be realistic. You have to accept and embrace falling down. And then you'll do much better. Then you'll learn. And then you get to take those lessons and you get to change the way you make your effort. And then it's a more intelligent way to make that effort. And then that next step, you nail it because you learned and you have more wisdom. So, I'm sure you've heard the saying, failure is really just one more way of succeeding in knowing how not to do something. Same concept. But we have to be prepared for that, and we have to be willing to strive through it. Learn from all of those things. Expect that on our way to success, we're going to struggle and we're going to fall. And I also expect that I'm going to get up. I'm going to take an honest look at my effort and everything that ensued, and then I'm going to apply that wisdom so that I can do it differently, but keep going. I don't stop aiming because I fall down. I work more diligently. Not harder necessarily, smarter though for sure. And so today we're going to bring some intention and awareness around what are we aiming for in life? And are you aiming for anything? Because if you're not, life probably feels a bit mundane, and it will. And it'll get monotonous, and we don't grow in that space. We don't get better. We don't get better in mediocrity, y'all. We get better striving for excellence. We get better striving for greatness. You're not here to just exist. You're here to be great. So in order to be great, we must aim high, and we must make an effort. So I'm going to read real quick because I love Mr. Chucky, and he jumped on, and I love this. He says, yep, aim high. There's no limits for us human beings. Just got to be patient. The slight edge principle equals gradually, then suddenly equals baby steps. You got it, brother. Love you, Chucky. And Chucky's amazing. And if I can remember right, I'm even going to give him a plug. I think it's Basic Instructions NLP is Chucky. He's phenomenal. Former NFL player, amazing soul, great teacher. Love you, brother Chucky. Thanks for jumping on. And good morning to all of you. And so, as always, let's dive in today. I'm loving these little chats that we get to have before we start. Hopefully it gets that creative flow going in your brain. Maybe the way that we listen allows us to start associating what we're hearing with how we're living and the things that we're doing. And that's how we grow and how we get better. When somebody tells a story of their triumph or their struggle, we immediately begin to associate it. That's good. It's good for you to begin to learn how it applies to you. So as always, I am going to be open-handed and open-hearted. We're going to breathe diaphragmatically, which means expanding in our belly, then expanding in our chest, and then exhaling. And remember to do a 6-second inhalation and a 6-second exhale. And in order to do that, that means you have to slow your breathing down. If you breathe in really quickly, you probably aren't going to fill up your belly, especially if you're not used to it. And you probably won't be able to do it for 6 seconds. So it's a good practice in the nature of expansion, as well as flooding the body with oxygen, allowing the body to calm down and really tune in. And so let us begin our breath today deeply in, breathing deeply in. And exhale, letting it go. Breathe deeply in. And exhale, letting it go. Just connect to your breath for a moment. This practice, just like we talked about, is baby steps. Focus on your breath and being present right now. Just appreciate the connection to your breath. Pay attention to the expansion in your body. Even just feel the breath pass through the nostrils into the body. Become so attentive and so aware of your breath. Just being present. There's nowhere else you need to be right now but right here, focused on you. This is all for you, which is an extension of our whole, the whole of humanity. As we raise our frequency, we also unconsciously elevate others. Very good. Breathe deeply in. Let the brain slow down. Let the mind be present to your breath. Practice tuning in, deep within, not tuning out. Let's take one more big deep breath. Drop into our body scan. Breathe deeply in. Open, open, open. Expand. And slowly exhale. Beautiful connection in with yourself. Tuning into the stillness. This is where we connect deeply with ourselves and with Source. As we do our body scan today, just becoming aware of everything that is within our bodies. The intention and purpose is to become aware so as to be open to insights as we grow in our awareness. As we begin at the top of our head, our crown, do we notice any tension? Are we closed off in our thinking and not allowing Source's love and wisdom to come through? Are we rigid in our existence? Are we always seeking to be right? Breathe deeply in and allow the very top of your head to open. To be open to growth, expansion, new learning, new creation of neural pathways. As we move down the body, just notice if there's any tension in the jaw. Are we clenching out of fear or frustration? Is there a lack of trust, whether for yourself or others? Breathe deeply and release that tension. Very good. As we move down the body, into the neck and the shoulders, here we often carry the load and burden of others that is not ours to carry. the concern, the responsibility for fixing others or being responsible. Let's breathe deeply and let that go, and just allow ourselves to focus on our own responsibility. The only real weight we carry on our shoulders is our responsibility for greatness. And can we carry that with joy instead of feeling burdensome? Can we release the concern and focus on others, simply to be grateful, to carry our own opportunity to expand? As we move down the body, allowing the arms to relax. And can we notice, are we squeezing or holding on to anything in life so tightly out of fear for losing it, fear for change, lack of trust that it all is as it needs to be, and that everything is happening for you? Moving down into the chest. As you breathe in, feel your heart expand. Notice if there is any tightness or restriction. Sometimes there's a funny feeling when we attempt to expand. Maybe the heart's nature is to be closed off. Can we just observe what we feel today and allow the learnings and knowledge to come in? And notice, is the heart a little more closed today than yesterday? Is it more open? And what is the reason beneath our decision for our heart to be as it is today, as we move down the body into the belly? Central to so many organs and so many workings of our body, our gut health is deeply important to our overall health and is largely dictated by the programs that run in our brain that then dictate our behaviors each and every day, whether that's stress or food or both. What is our gut health telling us today? Just notice anything coming up as we move down the body into the hips, into our root, into our base. Do we hold on to past stories? Do we hold on to past trauma or pain? Do we tell ourselves those are the reasons why we cannot succeed? Do we allow those stories to repeat, to dictate our lack of belief and love for ourselves, and therefore project that incapability onto others to love? Can we just be aware of letting go, if we can, anything that doesn't align with our aim for greatness today? As we move down into the legs and to the feet, notice, is there tension? Is there soreness? Is there pain? What is your body telling you? What do you need to know in order to heal, in order to expand, in order to be great? The body always communicates as it follows the mind. Oftentimes when we don't listen to those loops and the learnings and the wisdom that comes in through our mind, the body will show up symptomatically with something to gain our attention. Breathe deeply in. And exhale, letting go. And let's for a moment take hold of gratitude. For a moment, I want you to build a little bit of foundation around you and beneath you. Imagine you're either planting soil to sit in or bricks to sit upon. Each push down, each press, a little more gratitude beneath you. We know that shit cannot grow in a bed of gratitude, so let's create that for ourselves, to stand upon, to sit upon, to lay in each and every day a bed of gratitude from which to operate. if we can filter every experience through eyes of gratitude, through a heart of gratitude, we would truly, truly attain greatness. So now that we are comfortably, joyfully, and blissfully sitting in a bed of gratitude, let us observe today where we are. What am I aiming for today? What have I set for my goals in life? What is important to me? What do I really want to achieve that would allow me to feel my very best? Notice if things come up that maybe fear ensues after you identify where you really want to aim. Does fear come up for you? Do all the stories of all of our failures come up? Let's leave the judgment out of our work today, and let's just be observers of our experience so that we can gain insights. No need for self-judgment. What are we aiming for? What is it that you really want? Is it something in your career, something to do with it? Let that knowledge float right to the frontal lobe, into your awareness. Is it something with your family? What are we aiming for? Is it your health and fitness? What are you aiming for? Is it your personal relationship or your desire to have a healthy one? What is it that we're aiming for? Or what about your financial abundance? What about your spirituality? What are we aiming for? Are we just floating through life without any conscious decision to expand? It is good to be present. It is good to aim and be present along the way. And anything else in your life, your personal development, what are you aiming for? First, identify what you would like to aim for. As you begin to become aware of the achievements, of the abundance that you are aiming for, it is also good to observe, does what we're aiming for align with where I'm at in my life? Am I aiming for something that would disrupt my existence in another area of life? Or does it allow for more flow? Am I aiming for something that would cause conflict in another area of my life? And therefore, I will sabotage, and that will create more negatively affirming loops. We must be mindful of what we aim for, also aligning with every area and aspect of our life. For example, if I have a partnership and we work together to accomplish things at home, but all of a sudden I want to do all kinds of travel, and that would disrupt all of the responsibilities at home, that would probably cause conflict in my relationship, and it would probably cause conflict in other areas where those responsibilities lie. It doesn't mean that I can't travel. It means I might need to adjust my aim and the way in which I seek to do it. We must be aware to aim high and to also allow alignment to exist within that aim. Now, of everything that you are aware you want to aim for, I want you to identify which feels most important in the moment. It may change later, another day, that's okay. Let's just use the example of whichever feels most important to you right now. which one surfaces, just grab the first one that's most important. Now, identify, am I aiming high? Am I really setting my sights on accomplishment? As I see myself there, followed through all the way to success, does that feel good? Do I know then, in that moment, that I am touching greatness for me? And if it does, as I begin to float back from that moment of success and achievement, does it align with other areas of my life? What do I need to be aware of is going to change as I strive? What obstacles are going to come up? What challenges may arise? For most of us, we've been aware of this aim at some point in our lives. And so that also means we are likely aware of some of the obstacles and challenges that came up along the way. And as we become aware of those challenges and obstacles on our way to achieving something powerful for ourselves, what do I need to change in order to avoid falling down in the same ways? What are some solutions to those obstacles? How can I use the wisdom and the learning from those experiences to know how to do better? And as we become aware of the things we need to be mindful of along our journey, and now we become aware of needing to choose a different path. Cannot go about the same way expecting it to be different. Let's choose a better way. Let's choose a better path to achieve that goal. So as we think about choosing another path, what is the first step that you can take towards that aim? It has to be a step. It has to be a step that you will succeed upon your attempt. It has to be a step that you will succeed. So however small or slight or incremental that first step of success is, it is important that we create success. Create an incremental step that you know you need to take, that you can achieve and succeed. We must create in our plan wins, and then we must celebrate them. We must create opportunity to win. It's the balance between pushing ourselves, but also not beating ourselves up for the struggle, not berating ourselves along the way. What is one step I can take where I know I can succeed, and then be aware of the momentum that I created in succeeding upon that step? And then what might be the next step? Small enough steps to create success, big enough to create momentum. Small enough steps to create success, big enough to create momentum. This is the balance as we aim high. As you step one small step at a time, you create a momentum. You begin to create affirmations of your capability and your ability to succeed. And this is what we need more of. That creates a movement and an energy beneath your effort and your striving. That becomes your engine. Your success, your wins become fuel for that fire. It is important every day that we are putting more fuel in that fire. And so as you become aware of what you are aiming for, and this whole process of setting yourself up for success, using this strategy of creating small, incremental wins along the way, to create enough momentum to keep you striving. Enough momentum so that when you fall, you get up, you learn, and you reach. Allow all of the insights around your desire to aim high and how to succeed to flood into your mind, into your body, into every cell. Allow belief to begin to wrap you up, one small, tiny little cell at a time. Feeling that support, that empowerment, that encouragement, that momentum wrapping you up. Recognizing that that is fuel for your effort. Dwelling on our struggles and our failures will keep us inside of struggle. Wrapping ourselves up with support, empowerment, and belief will inspire and encourage us to strive. It will inspire and encourage others to do the same. And now we have even more energy behind us and around us to touch our greatness. And lastly, if you do not believe you are capable of achieving greatness, you are right. And if you do believe you are capable of achieving greatness, you are right. So you need to make a decision for yourself and how you want to live your life. Strive, aim high, and take incremental steps to create wins and learning along the way. Breathe deeply in. Expand in the diaphragm, expand in the chest. And exhale slowly. Beautiful. Just appreciate this moment of breath and slowing down and tuning in. Breathe deeply in. And exhale slowly. Let go of any of the tension and the fear. Be aware we are still in a bed of gratitude today. Breathe deeply in. Stand in the space where only love wins. Stand in the space where greatness grows. As you breathe deeply in, invite in gratitude just for your breath in this moment. And when you exhale, let go of anything that comes up that does not align with gratitude and greatness. Breathe deeply in, tuning in to just how good gratitude feels, how much better we feel when we stand in an energy and a frequency of a grateful heart, letting go of anything that does not align. We're going to take 3 more deep breaths, and with every breath in, I want you to really absorb this notion of feeling gratitude for your greatness. You must know it now. It's not a destination, it's a lifestyle, it's a way of being. Breathe deeply in, choosing gratitude, and know your greatness. Exhale, letting go of anything that doesn't fit inside of gratitude and greatness. Breathe deeply in. Feel more truly, more deeply gratitude and knowing of your greatness. Exhale, letting go. Let's do one more big deep breath. Breathe deeply in, expand and open. Truly feel gratitude. Truly know your greatness. exhale. Ready to aim high today. Ready to win. Oh yeah. How was that for you? It was phenomenal for me. I love it. It's so good to have all of you on. I would love to hear about your journey in our meditation today. What came through for you? What did you become aware of? What insights just came pouring in because we opened up our minds to start, opened them up to learning, to receiving wisdom? Did you become aware of some things that you needed to let go of today in order to truly be great? That's what you're here for. I would love to hear what any of you found and observed inside of your meditation today. There's always a little bit of a lag when you leave a comment, so I'll do my best to give you all some time to do that. I had a really, really amazing learning. I love listening to Dr. Jordan Peterson. He teaches a lot on, in truth, my perception of the strength, or one of the strengths in his teachings, is to really take responsibility for your life. So often we're so busy outside of ourselves, instead of really focusing on taking personal responsibility. It's kind of the whole notion of, and especially I think of somebody like myself, I'm a coach. I work with helping other people, empowering other people, lifting other people, or teaching other people how to lift themselves, but also such an awareness around making sure that I am my priority, because otherwise I create ceilings for those people I connect with. If I give myself limitations, so too do I expose them to limitations. So it's a great motivation for me in seeking greatness, that I am constantly clearing out and getting rid of my limiting beliefs. So I am open to expansion, so as to share that with others. And so I hope you do the same. I hope you focus first on, as they say, making your bed. I hope you focus first on aiming high and really, really tuning in to the steps that you take along the way. Again, we have to find the balance between pushing ourselves, but also not beating ourselves up. Set yourself up for success. That's what that means. It means creating incremental steps along the way in order to create success. We can't be successful if we aim so high, our goals are so lofty, but then we give ourselves a first step that's unattainable. That's really disheartening, and it throws people into a really challenging space from which to operate from. So, aim high, but also equally important that you set yourself up for success by taking baby steps. So, I love you all so much. I'm so thankful that you are here in this moment. I'm so thankful that you are watering your roots, choosing a bed of gratitude, and focusing on aiming high. Katie says, I'm always beating myself up. Today, meditation helped me push through that. Yes! Opening up my creativity again. Yes! Y'all are going to see. I don't know if I actually created it. I'm going to go with that I created it, because that feels good. I decided that really what we're doing every day is creatitating. Not just meditating, we're creatitating. And Katie just said it. Opening up my creativity again. That is exactly why. So just so you know, we're all creatitating every day. We are creating opportunity for ourselves to open up. We are opening up to our ability to be creative. It is inside of that creativity that every human touches greatness. We have to be creative. We have to get creative. We have to tap into that for ourselves. It's pretty exciting. So I love that you just said that, Katie. Yes, you are opening up to more creativity. And the more creative we are, the more open to additional opportunity we have. So I hope you all nurture that creativity. I'm so glad you shared that. And so today, let's think about it. Let's aim high. Be intentional. What are you aiming for? Let's not just float through life. This is how we land in monotony. Instead of floating through, aim high. Be clear about where your aim is, and then think mindfully about the successful steps you are going to take, the ways you are going to win, the awareness around your pitfalls so that they do not keep you from your greatness. Strive high and far, my friends. I love you. I'm so thankful for you. I hope you know how loved you are. And as always, I hope you know your worth.